Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Welcome to the second episode of What Makes This Melody Great. Today we're going to analyze what makes Hallelujah from Leonard Cohen so iconic. You might have heard it from Jeff Buckley, from Pentatonix, even in the movie Shrek. It's everywhere. It's one of the most covered songs of our generations, and for a good reason. It strikes an emotional chord to so many of us, and we're going to analyze why is that so in today's video. But before we dive in, I have two things to mention. First of all, if you don't watch the entire video, make sure to at least go check out my free mini course, Melodic Foundations. I'm going to teach you for free in my course how to make beautiful melodies on guitar using simple scales. And the second thing is that make sure to stick around until the end of the video, because for the very first time ever, I'm going to unveil what is the secret chord that David played that is alluded in the first verse of the song, so stick around to learn that at the end. Alright, let's start with more practical music theory, and then I'm gonna go deeper by talking about the musical choices made in relation to the meaning behind this song. So in the chorus, none of the notes highlight the root of any chord that's behind it. So if we start like this, so this is an F chord at the bottom, so it's highlighting the major third of the F chord. And then so now it's highlighting the perfect fifth of the A minor chord. Once again, the major third of the F chord. The major third of the C chord. And the fifth of the G chord. So it's never landing on the root of any chord. And that's something that you can do in your own songs too. If you want your melody to sound rich, don't land too much on the root of the chords that you are highlighting. You can do it, but not for most of the melody, right? So just imagine if instead the melody was like this. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. It would have sounded fine, but it's not really the same impact as hallelujah, hallelujah. Right? It's like when you sing on top of it, you feel the harmony. It's much richer this way, so don't target the root of any chord you are on. Then, in the chorus, what's really nice too is that for now, let's assume we are in the key of C major. It's not that easy. There's actually some ambiguity that I'm going to talk about in a minute, but it feels like in the key of C major, right? Because right? C major feels final, it feels like home. But in the chorus, we never hear the note C during the entire chorus, right? We have E, G, A, G, E, E, G, A, G, E, F, E, D. And then when we resolve on C, it's actually when the chorus is over, right? So that's another thing. Don't rely too much on the root note of your scale when you are writing your melody. Sometimes it's great to just hold on to it a little bit longer to create anticipation so that we really, really want to resolve, and it's more satisfying after, right? So you can even use that to repeat your chorus for longer and make the anticipation longer. So let's say we could do hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. By not landing on C and repeating the whole thing, it makes it loopable, right? And then after that, it makes it even more satisfying. So hold on to your root for later, and that's going to be a great move in your song. So talking about the key of this song, it's not only in the key of C major, it's also for a good portion of it in the key of A minor. Those two keys are what we call relative keys. They share exactly the same notes and the same chords. So if I play a C major scale from C to C, and then I play the same exact scale, but from A to A, it feels like it works too, and it's all the same 7 notes. It's just a different starting and end point, a different tonal center. And it's being used a lot in this song, the ambiguity, or are we in C major or A minor? Because the meaning behind this song, it has been debated for decades. Is this about spirituality or sexuality or neither of those? Some people have been arguing a lot about this, but what Leonard Cohen has said is that it's, in all its version, what is being true is that it's a juxtaposition, a mosaic of emotions from spiritual elation to earthly despair. So it's being portrayed by this relationship between the relative keys, right? Those keys have exactly the same notes and the same chords. They are the same thing, but they can be both happy and sad in the same way that we are the same, but we can experience elation or despair, right? That's why this song can be played as much when people get married or in a funeral, because of the ambiguity of, are we in major or are we in minor, right? If I played the song but I ended on A minor instead of C, it would work perfectly also. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. It works perfectly because it could be in A minor, it could be in C, and I think that's genius to make a simple song like this, but make it a little bit in C major, a little bit in A minor, so that we can experience all of these different emotions, and it can work depending on our own emotional states. Like I said, we can play this in a marriage or at a funerals. So that's really, really nice to think about it this way. And also the fact that the chorus starts neither on C major or A minor. It starts on the chord F, right? Because if we started it from another chord, for example, if we started it from A minor, it would have been too final, right? Hallelujah. It's like, I can end here if I want, right? It sounds too final. So by using a substitute of the root chord, which in that case is F, hallelujah, we cannot end here, right? It doesn't sound final. So it's always a matter of choosing notes and chords that go together and want to bring the listener somewhere. When things feel too final, by choosing the root chord or landing on the root note too many times, it's like we lack direction. And this song is the perfect example of playing something super simple, but harmonizing it in the way that brings you somewhere. Also, there is one instance only where we play something outside the key. It's the E dominant 7 chord at the end of the verse. Usually, in the key of C or A minor, the E chord is an E minor. By modifying it into an E dominant 7, we attract the A minor chord to make it sure that we can start the chorus in the key of A minor instead, right? It's called a secondary dominant chord, the 5 chord of the 6 chord, but that becomes a key change and that becomes our root chord, right? So it's the place where it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. And then we can start hallelujah in the key of A minor for the chorus, which is really great. Also, there's a clever play on words. The lyrics play a big part sometimes into how a melody is gonna sound, right? So at the end of the verse, we have, it goes like this, the 4th, the 5th, the minor fall, and the major lift, right? So it actually does what the harmony is doing, right? It's the 4th. If we consider ourselves still in the key of C major, we have the 4 chord, which is the 4th, and then we have the 5 chord, the 5th, and then we have a minor chord, the minor fall, and the major lift. So this is a minor chord, this is a major chord, so the lyrics are saying what the chords and the melody are doing, which is really fun. I think one of the main things that makes this song so great is that it does so much with so little, and it leaves possibilities open. By staying in the same key and with the same scale, we can easily improvise, do some little vocal inflections in a very intuitive way. For example, on guitar, I could play my A minor pentatonic over the whole thing and improvise if I want. Right? Super easy to improvise, to do your own version, your own take on it, and it's in a comfortable range even for non-singers. That's something really, really important about the melody too, right? Even if you're not a singer, even if you can't sing high, it's low enough that you can sing it very well, and the lyrics are so easy to remember, right? Hallelujah, hallelujah. It's not so high, like it's not like happy birthday, right? Happy birthday! Like people always mess that up because it's way too high. But this is perfect, in a perfect range for everybody, even non-singers. And that's something to think about sometimes. If you want your song to be super catchy, maybe not save your climax for the chorus because you want to make it singable and you want to keep the lyrics easy so that anyone can do it. So here the climax is more at the end of the verse, right? The 4th, the 5th, the minor fall, and the major lift. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But you see, the kind of the high note, the climax is on the verse so that we can like go down and everyone can sing that after. Hallelujah. And then it leaves options open so that we can have a choir where other people are singing the higher notes, but the main melody remains singable for everybody else, which is genius. So that's what makes Hallelujah so great. Once again, if you want to go further with me, go check out my free mini course, Melodic Foundations. It's the first link in the description box below. It's a nice course, 45 minutes only, and it's going to give you all the foundations to write beautiful melodies with simple scales on guitar. And like I promised, I'm going to reveal the secret chord that David played to please the Lord. It's actually the first time that anyone has ever shown that chord. So it actually goes this way. You place your fingers this way and then you